Can't believe we're already talking about potentially the last cookout of the summer.
Well, yes and no. Officially, Labor Day
summer.
is kind of like one of those cornerstones, one of those moments, everybody gets together for that last big blowout, right?
Right. We don't put our grills away.
No, we don't actually stop grilling. We keep grilling, and thank God, because Omaha Steaks is still here. And yes, they will make your Labor Day party, though, much better, especially when you check out the deluxe grill out assortment. And you can save some serious money right now.
Go to omahasteaks.com and use the promo code PatandJT in the promo code box. And 50% off the deluxe grill assortment.
And you get 12 free burgers. So if you were like me, okay, my favorites, I'd have to go with the all beef meatballs are delicious.
Yes.
The filet mignons, the bacon wrapped filet. There's nothing like cow and pig put together. Right. Love it.
Right.
And the chicken breast, boneless chicken breast, that would be on my list.
The carameled apple tartlet dessert. Didn't even think Omaha Steaks made such delicious desserts, but they do, and that's one of the things you can put into that assortment.
Yeah, and they've got great assortment of sides, all the desserts, over 30 entrees, including those fillets and the burgers and everything else, the franks. You can put it all in there. Plus, you're going to save over 50% and get 12 free burgers.
Let's tear it up this Labor Day. Go to omahasteaks.com and use the promo code PatandJT for the deluxe grill out assortment. Save 50%.
Season 2 of the PatandJT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
We got a text from Janelle, and hopefully Janelle used our promo code at sweetstock.com to buy her Sweetstock tickets.
Which is?
PatandJT, ironically enough. PatandJT. And the text is to 402... I almost gave my own number again. I always do that. 402-403-9478. She says, hello. Hope you guys are fantastic. This is Janelle. Pat, I hope like hell the Dorinda / Hollywood Raw podcast plan happens.
I was going to ask you about that too, as a matter of fact.
It did not. It did not happen. And the reason why is because...
The opportunity, the podcast happened.
The podcast happened. The opportunity at that time didn't, because I should have told Dax and Adam what my plan was, but I wanted to surprise them too. But Dorinda came in. Dax came into the session late, and Dorinda and Adam, and we were already talking, and I wanted everybody to be there. And then they were going over what they couldn't talk about. Right. And then she kind of bit Dax's head off at something, and I got taken aback. I'm like,
scared?
Oh God, because Dorinda, you, my wife, Sasha, Mackenzie, Dorinda are the 5 most intimidating people that I know, women that I know. And so as soon as Dorinda in real life is snapping off somebody's head in front of me and it's not on Bravo, I'm like, oh God. And so I
She
bolted.
wasn't even doing it for the camera.
No.
Right?
So she was really super nice. Anyway, the episode's out now, Hollywood Raw, Dorinda. It's fun.
Okay. That's funny.
But I did not. Sorry, Janelle, that did not work. She said, listening to the latest episode, when I'm typing this and in quotes, I have to clean out my nails sometimes, end quote. I remember saying that has to do with thin toilet paper. She said, well, no one can ever accuse you of being closed off or dishonest. Wow. That is very true. She goes, and I just purchased my Sweetstock ticket. Super excited. Thanks you two for continuing to entertain. Have a super week. So yeah, hopefully you did use the PatandJT promo code at sweetstock.com.
I hope so. Yes.
Save you $10, a $10 holla.
$10 holla. Mm-hmm. That's what we're all about.
That's right.
That's it. All right. So this is going to be the most random thing. I don't even know how I got here. How many times have I started a conversation with that?
Almost every day.
You've heard the term "let the buyer beware."
Correct.
Okay. There's another phrase for it. I didn't know what this meant. I've heard the phrase before, but not for a long time. And somebody used it in a conversation, and then off to the races we go about what does that mean, and explanation called it. The other phrase for "let the buyer beware" would be a pig in a poke. Buying a pig in a poke. Have you ever heard that?
Who the hell are you talking to that uses that phrase?
It came up in
I've never heard that phrase before, ever.
I have heard it before.
Not a shock. Not a shock. Not shocking.
But I never knew what it meant. And the origin, and so then we went down the whole thing. A pig in a poke is from England. It's actually a French word. Poke means bag.
Okay.
So buying sight unseen.
Okay.
Not to buy sight unseen, like buying a pig in a bag. Because you don't know if that's what you're going to get.
Okay.
Oh, we should have our fact checker in here, shouldn't we?
He'd be like, what?
He would be absolutely lost right now.
Yeah.
So a poke is a bag. P-O-Q-U-E.
Okay.
Okay. And there's like many French words, they add an E-T-T-E to the end of them, like a baguette, right?
Right.
That's a small. So pocket Pocket is a pocket, is a small bag.
Oh, gotcha.
That's where pocket comes from as well. So that's a small bag.
Okay.
So it was carried like if they were carrying piglets to market, and they'd take them in a bag. But you didn't want to buy without seeing them, so you wouldn't want to buy a pig in a poke. That was the whole thing because.
Unless you got to see the pig in the poke.
Because if you didn't get to see it and they substitute for a lesser animal, maybe they put a cat in there or maybe they put who knows what else in there, then you discover that because you let the cat out of the bag.
Oh.
What? Yes, that's how. Yes, apparently. So that's the warning not to buy a cat in a bag. You're letting the cat out of the bag.
So let the cat out of the bag.
Poke.
So it's supposed, because I always thought letting the cat out of the bag meant giving up a secret.
Which you were.
Which I guess you were, yeah.
Which you were.
Yeah, true. Okay.
That's where it came from. Isn't that crazy?
How the hell did you get there? Like how?
I don't know, but I love getting places like that. Because I'm like, I never even knew that. I didn't know what the meaning was, and I didn't know cat out of the bag. I just assumed, like you too, it was just surface at the surface. I didn't realize there was some deeper meaning to it.
No
there
clue.
Was some actual. There's an actual backstory to it. What?
The prequel.
But then again, you'd have to wonder, why would anybody say let the cat out of the bag?
But that's it.
But you don't
Why wonder
question
about
it. You don't even question it.
You just let the cat out of the bag because it's just somebody said something one time and that's what it is.
So now I know what a pig and a poke is, and I understand letting the cat out of the bag.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And I know what a pocket and a pocket. That was the other.
Who knew that? But you don't even think about those are pockets in my pants. You don't think that there was a discovery story for how something became called.
Why
a pocket.
would it be called a pocket?
Yeah, why? Why not? It's a pocket. Like why does everything have to have a backstory? It's called a pocket.
There's a story behind everything. There is a story behind everything. It was just a matter of asking the questions. But for most of us, that never crossed my mind to ask why it's called a pocket.
Because there's a million other things to think about. 1.5 million other things just today to think about.
But not near as much fun.
Not as much fun. Not as much fun. That is very true. Not as much fun.
So now you know a poke is a sack or a bag. And a poke, P-O-Q-U-E, poke. A pocket, pocket is a pocket.
Okay.
And then the cat.
Now you guys can sleep easy. You can just check out and go back to bed
I just
today.
solved a problem you didn't have.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. That's my whole purpose.
That's kind of the theme of the last 18 months. We create a problem, we create the solution, and we're your saviors.
I will make the problem, and I will sell you the solution. Stand back.
Yep. You won't even realize it's happening.
You won't even realize how badly you need what I've got.
Right.
Until
I tell you. Don't need what
until
I
I
got.
tell you how badly you need it. Solving problems you don't have 24/7. That's me.
Oh, that's funny.
So that's all I brought today. You got anything else? Anything else came up? Anything else going on?
I could do a little cat update.
Yes.
We actually do not have the cats anymore. We couldn't do it anymore. It was
you gave up too soon. You gave up too easy.
It wasn't.
I'm on month 19.
It wasn't.
You gave up in 6 days.
Yeah, it was. We couldn't even get in the bathroom anymore because the mom was just protecting her babies, but it was such a small space and we couldn't even get in to scoop the litter. We couldn't get in to feed because yesterday morning the mama cat went after Beth again, and I'm like, this is just too dangerous, too much. So
my God.
And this is just something that's an obvious statement, but the people at the Nebraska Humane Society are fantastic because we didn't know what to do. Like we called rescue places, and our biggest thing was we didn't know how to capture the mom without hurting her or the kittens or us getting hurt. It's like, we got to call the professionals because I don't want to hurt her. That's not what I want to do.
That's when you need the critter guy.
The critter getter?
Yeah. They come and get the
Remember that
raccoons
dude?
out of the closet or raccoons out of the
we've had the
ceiling
Humane Society come out and get, remember the possum that fell in our
Yes.
post hole? Yeah, they've been out a few times.
You're laughing at me about Pocket. Remember that possum that fell in our post hole?
I know it sounded super rural, but it wasn't. I guess it was we were putting in a new deck, and the baby possum walked in the middle of the night and fell.
Don't even.
Yeah, it did sound pretty redneck, but so does we have a family of feral cats in our bathroom. That also sounds pretty rural.
HOA is going to call. The HOA is going to call.
I got an address for them to stop before they even come to my house.
That's the whole thing with anything like that. You always got to be just better than the one right below you, right?
Right.
You just keep one below you.
If they ever come to our door, I can just say, hold on, look over there. Apology accepted.
Fix that first, and then we'll talk, right?
So, yeah, they came.
God.
So we called them and explained the whole situation and told them what our intentions are and what they were. And, they came and got the kitties and the mom, and everything went great, and like we knew it would.
Yeah.
And then when I got home last night, realized that we didn't give the kittens any of their toys or anything, so we bundled all that stuff up and drove it down there before they closed, and they got their toys. So here's the plan, and the Humane Society said that's fine. Whatever the plan can be, we'll work with you. Is that they're going to see if they can have 2 more weeks, and they'll start weaning the kittens away, and they'll see if the mom can be socialized. If not, I didn't even know this was a thing. That there are like legit sanctioned feral colonies.
Yes,
I didn't know that until yesterday.
There are people that are really adamant about that, about not catching cats, and they do, like my mom's one of them actually, do live traps and take them in to get them either their shots checked out, spayed, neutered, and then released, and then go back and release. And people in cities have places where they feed the cats, the cat community. They aren't looking to rehome them because the cats are perfectly fine where they're at.
Yeah, they'd go crazy inside.
They don't want to be indoors, and for some animals, they're not domesticated, and not all cats want to lay on your couch. Not all cats want you to scratch their ears. You know, they're just not used to people.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make them awful or bad. It's just there's wild horses.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
sure, and that right, and so it makes complete sense, and it's great because there are going to be feral cats, and it's great that they they monitor them, and they showed me this map of where you can see where the colonies are. So that was they said, well, we can see if there's room in these colonies, and the next option is that our neighbor's mom does the same thing that your mom does, takes cats, catches them, takes them, get them fixed, and has a little. Like 4 or 5 cats out at her farm for mousers. Right. And the Humane Society said they get calls from farmers all the time that want mousers. I didn't know this even existed. So if that's the case, if she can't be, if she's too feral,
she's not going to be
then that's what we'll do.
She'll be that.
Yeah, and so we'll take her there. We'll show you either go into one of the colonies, we'll take her out there, and then the kittens, we'll see at that point if we can foster the kittens. Because I just love them.
You want them back.
I did delete all the pictures on my phone.
Oh, did you really?
I can't go through it. I can't look. I love those little kittens so much.
God.
I literally deleted. There's a deleted folder. So if I, in a week or so, when
you get them back, you're going to want all these little baby pictures of them.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Out of sight, out of mind.
And the funny part, when you bring up the people looking for mousers, people ask my mom and dad all the time if they have any cats for mousers. Mom won't let any go. Dad's like crazy. He's like,
we have a whole bunch of mousers and no mice.
And no
great.
mice. And he's like, they just want 3 cats. No, they can't have any of our cats. So Dad's like, but why?
Just a couple.
It's hilarious when you go up to the shop in the barn area where the cats live, and it's like a ghost town. You don't see a cat, and then all of a sudden you might see a little movement. Somebody's peeking around a tire.
So funny.
Or looking around a bale of hay, and they're like checking you out. She walks in, and it's like this swarm of all different sizes, because they're from kittens to tomcats like size. And then they've all been taken in. Everybody has been. I don't know how she keeps track, because it's not like they're banded. I don't know how she knows, but she knows which cat's which. Who's a stranger.
She have names for them?
Not really. A couple of them get a name, like Benny got a name, because Benny kind of stuck out from the crowd, and then she ended up in my house.
Yeah, that's why Benny got called up to the show. She's in the big
She did.
She got brought into the house. She was a litter box.
You got to have some cojones, because you go to the next barn. If you start traveling over to the other barn, that's when you get domesticated, and you get, it's like all of a sudden now you're a friendly cat, because you realize, they got food over here.
Yeah.
And they do give me extra attention, and there's a really cool concrete floor to lay on. And it's really nice and warm in here in the winter.
So when you're in the city and you're a dog or cat, you get sent to a farm to live on. Yeah. They're told. So, but if you're a farm cat, you get sent to the city, the penthouse in the city, where you're going to live out your days.
City mouse, country mouse.
Yep.
I used to love that little book too. That was a cute little book.
I don't know if I ever read it. To be honest with you.
So my little country mouse cat she won't even go outside now.
Why would you? You bet you're outside the first portion of your life. Why would you ever go back
for
outside
the first
again?
Year,
and now you got somebody that's taking care of you, scooping your poop. I mean, whatever, ignoring you.
I know.
It's perfect.
It's really embarrassing. You think about it. Cat's got it made.
Cat's got it
made.
Of course they do. Yeah, that's about all I got for today, too.
All right, so there you go. Don't take no pig in a poke.
That's right. That'll be today's title. Don't take no pig in a poke. Oh my gosh. Go to sweetstock.com and buy tickets.
PatandJT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.